right, hey there everybody. Jack Barnwell here again in downtown Traverse City on another really amazing Victorian era complete renovation and landscape overhaul. This one is a really exciting project. We're on historic 6th Street, which is an old brick street, and this particular home is right next to this amazing large beautiful Victorian mansion that was Hannah Lay's original home, who's like known as the founding father of Traverse City. Tremendous amount of history there. It's now a funeral home, and it's a beautiful institution, you know, real central, beautiful structure here in downtown Traverse City. And this guy right next door is undergoing the magic. So we dove in to the demolition phase just a week or so ago and started tearing out some of the blacktop and concrete. In the front here, there was a big blacktop driveway and concrete walkway and stuff, and really nothing going on at all for landscaping, except for these two huge sugar maples right in the front. One of the first things that we did is laced those right out, thinned them up, and got them off of the house. The branches were just laying all over the house. You really couldn't even see the front of the house, and that really cool oval window in the front there and everything. So getting all that off of the house to let the house breathe was definitely step one. This one we're doing with our good buddies from True North Landscaping, the same crew that helped us out on that other big Victorian in downtown Traverse City, diving into with these guys as well. Just a great team, good collaborative effort, and we really like working with them a lot. This one, the design is pretty elaborate for a front yard here in Traverse City, but we know that the home is going to undergo a pretty nice renovation. They're going to rebuild the carriage house garage in the back, center it on the lot, and put like an apartment or mother-in-law's quarters above it. So there's going to be quite a bit of work done in the back, and then we're going to completely transform and redo the whole back as well. So right now we're just doing the front of the house, knowing that the back is yet to come, but the owners wanted to get the front done, all cleaned up and really looking nice and stunning while the back renovation, you know, is going on, because that might be really about 2 years until we're completely ready to dive into that. It's just my guess anyway. So right now these guys are getting the base in and getting a lot of kind of our prep work done for all the hardscaping. Right here where we just walked up, there's going to be a new brick walkway with this really cool stone, all natural stone work for the soldier course or the border course as it comes up. And that stone, we're using these kind of long slivers of stone, and it's going to come into this walkway here, and those slivers are going to be running horizontal this way. And then as they reach this section of, or this part of the pathway here, that horizontal layout of all that stone will then be going vertically up through here. It's a really cool part of the design, and we'll show you guys, you know, on the screen here and overlay the design as we're walking through this, so you can see, because this is a small little front yard, but a tremendous amount of detail is going to be going on here. Almost all this entire space is going to be a bed. There's just 2 small areas of level perfect sod that are going to be going on out front, but otherwise all this is this very mossy, very green, white and silver planting. These 3 trees that are the first 3 plants that have gone in are pagoda dogwoods, as many of you know, one of my absolute favorites. Small little under canopy tree. These guys have to get limbed up and feather pruned a little bit so they can kind of have a nice overhanging sort of structure to them, and then we can underplant them. The walkway will be only about 4 to 5 feet wide, that sort of staggered style that this walkway is going to be, with these stone planks and then stone rippers, as we're calling them. They're gonna be 4 inches thick planks and rippers that make up this whole pattern through here for this walkway, the soldier course, and then the ribbons in the driveway. We'll go over and talk through that in a minute. But this walkway here for now is gonna look like it just kind of goes into and dead ends at that fence. And we'll put a stone bench at the end of this little walkway and make it look really charming for now. But the future and the eventual plan is that that fence will be gone and there'll be a beautiful pergola gate there, and you'll enter into the whole backyard realm and space where we're gonna have a really cool outdoor kitchen, outdoor entertaining space and everything. So this will be an opportunity for guests to be able to come in and enter the party and kind of come back through here. Be really beautiful lighting all through here and everything. So pretty neat. Around these trees here, you'll see how the roots are all exposed. We used a tool called an air spade that's very high pressure air to clear the soil away from these roots so we could identify where all these main key roots are around these sugar maples, because we have some stone edging that's going to be coming right across here, and we're going to actually be scribing that stone around these key roots. And so rather than coming through with a big machine or an excavator or something and just ripping through, or a trencher and ripping through these roots, which would do tremendous damage to this tree, potentially even killing it actually, by air spading out all this soil, we can expose these guys, see where they're at, and then be able to scribe around some of these key roots in this section right here with that stone border that's going to be cutting across here. So like I said, a lot of detail going on for some of these elements here. There is going to be a stone step right here. That's why there's a transition here in different grades that'll step up as we approach this front staircase. So what Josh here is doing right now is what we call a maintenance strip or a drip edge. We are going to be putting new gutters on the house here, but nevertheless, it's a really nice idea with a totally blank canvas, new landscape like this, to have an area like this of really clean stone. So right now, he's taking some of these nice granite stones and just making a nice tight straight line. And then inside here, the stones will be a little bit smaller than this, and we'll fill this right in. That'll allow all this skirting and trim work and stuff on the house to get pressure washed off and be nice and clean. And then it'll allow somebody in the future to always be able to walk back there, touch up paint, clean, work on the house, wash windows or whatever, and get all the way around the house without being all up in the landscaping and stuff. So all of our plantings will happen from here out. And it's a great way to clean things up around a house, especially when you're working with a real blank canvas like this. All right, so where we are now here is where that old blacktop driveway was. And we're still gonna maintain a parking space here, big enough for a couple of cars to get off of the road, but we're not gonna have it be a drive-through all the way through the whole property anymore. This big double gate will transition to a smaller little, people-sized gate that will match the pergola arbor style gate that we're doing on the other side, and it'll shrink right down. But we are gonna do that same plank and rip stone ribbon going up and down the driveway for the tire tracks. So the whole entire driveway will be a sod driveway built on a multi-layer gravel base that'll drain really well, but it'll be super tough. And the vast majority of the tire traffic will be on that stone, on those stone ribbons. So when there's no vehicle here, it'll be very green, very much so a part of the lawn and the landscape. And it'll look a lot more like pathways and a little bit more pedestrian, with all this beautiful green grass next door and all this just beautiful, green everywhere in the neighborhood. It felt very commercial to have this big old blacktop driveway right in the front yard. So getting rid of that was key. On the side here, really on both sides of this small little project, we are going to be putting in a couple of pretty good sized hedges of columnar pyramidal arborvitae. So we'll have a nice tight hedge and, you know, some very elaborate plantings and everything through here that'll really soften this all up. And this dogwood here is actually planted on the neighboring property. So this guy, we got permission from them to do a little bit of work on their property as well and tie these two beds together, which I think is going to look really beautiful. They have this big tent here that they use for funeral services and stuff, and the owners of this particular property didn't really want to look out at that all the time, so they allowed us to do some plantings and kind of weave these two garden beds together to make this buffer a little bit nicer, and it's going to be really cool. So we're going to take all of this heuchera out here, move some of these hydrangeas, lift the soil level up and stuff through here, and reconfigure this whole space so that these two landscapes just tie together that much nicer and create some real privacy here too as well. So this is the stone step that we're going to be using in that front walkway that we took a look at earlier. It's a natural stone, limestone slab that once it's all cleaned up and everything is going to be perfect. It'll be integrated right into that brick walkway up the front there. We are using a natural clay sand molded brick that'll match the color of the brick right out front. And we're gonna run that brick walkway all the way through the sidewalk and straight out to the road. So right now there's a concrete little walkway that's off center and doesn't really make sense at where it is at all over here. And so we're gonna eliminate that completely and turn that into sod and then move the new walkway to a location where it's straight out from the house and the front door, and it'll just make a lot more sense visually. I'm not really sure why that walkway was put in over there where it was, but the city gave us permission to go ahead and eliminate that and just level that all out nice and grass and go straight through here with our new brick walkway. It'll go all the way out, you know, right to the street. So this little feature here is kind of worth noting. This guy, we're gonna put a new lid on this in brass, which will be quite nice. And we're right on the sidewalk edge here. This will finish out in some nice stone and everything. And this will all be planted as a part of this perimeter or kind of fence line planting here. But this actually connects to the gutters. So the gutters will come down to an underground pipe that runs underground and all the way to here and everything. And the last section of this pipe is perforated, and the bottom of this has some holes in it. And underneath this is a big deep hole of nice clean washed gravel. So in a big rain, if we get a tremendous amount of rain flooding out of the house and flooding all of those gutters, it'll be able to flood into this box, percolate up, and flow right on out, you know, into the sidewalk, into the street, into the storm drains and everything, nice and clean. But otherwise, any water that's remaining in the pipe will percolate out those tiny holes and stuff in the bottom of this drain box. So I'm excited about this feature, and once this is all finished out, this will be a really nice solution to water management around this place. All right, so I'm excited to dive into this project further. Stick around, stay tuned, subscribe, you know, click that bell and everything, because we'll be posting more videos on this project and many more that you'll want to keep in touch with us on, because this one's going to be really amazing over the next few weeks as we turn the corner and start doing all that stone work, all the planting work, and really finishing it out, you know, beautifully. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys all again in the next video. Cheers.